Hi. Welcome back to Thone's Hebrew Nibbles number 150. Renew your spiritual vitality, part 1 of 6. A physical vitality example is our first one. And here's our reading for this group. It comes from Hebrews chapter 12, verses 12 through 17. Wherefore, lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees, and make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Follow peace with all men, and holiness, without which no man can see the Lord, looking diligently lest any man fail of the grace of God, lest any roof of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who with one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward then he would have inherited the blessing. He was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. Okay. So here we go. We want to talk about the straight path in the race right now. Why is this in the Bible? It compares our desired physical goal to physical training in races. Communications, a first step towards fully understanding preparation for our more important emotional and spiritual efforts. That is, if we cannot get ourselves under control in the physical sense, then what is our hope of getting under control in the emotional sense, or even more difficult, the spiritual sense? We have to train ourselves in each of those disciplines. Application to me. Making a straight path is important in the physical sense, because the path is easier for both the healthy and the lame, and can be more comfortable passing along the straight line. Perhaps this is the only path safe for the lame. We then return to the often used race analogy. As the runner continues on in his race, his physical body becomes wobbly in the knees. His head is down, and his breathing ragged, and he's not as efficient as before. This respite of running in a straight line gives him an opportunity to get his balance, his perspective, and his second wind to be able to finish the race. Similarly, we believers need to refresh, refocus, and thus become the peacemakers God intends us to be. It's a really interesting analogy, I think. God says a straight line towards the target is the best strategy for believers. It's the shortest path. It's the easiest path for those who have weaknesses, either physical or emotional or spiritual. And it's just the best way to get to where you need to be. My response: Lord, thank you for giving us this understandable analogy from our physical knowledge to help us in spiritual ways too. And that is a really kind of a profound thought. We'll see you next time.